Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee.
In episode 2 of Java Chat, Lori de los Santos from Ford Elementary talks to us about how, as a CLL and CIT, helps her teachers integrate technology and showcases their student newscast that happens every morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Java Chat. Today, we're going to be highlighting Lori de los Santos, our CIT and CLL at PSJA Ford Elementary. Lori, good morning.
Good morning.
So to start us off, let's just chill and ask you a nice questions about what is your favorite thing to do outside of school?
Right when I get home, I turn on Netflix.
I can relate.
Right now, I'm binging on Suits. So
Okay.
it's a really, really good series if y'all haven't watched it. So that's what I do when I get home.
I like it. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing. I don't know if Marco and Debbie is, but I've been telling Debbie, I'm like, I get so tired. I get home, I just want to lay down and do nothing. I agree. Yeah, so we're still using technology at home. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
So let's move on and ask you then, what's your favorite tech gadget? And that could be at home or at school, your work, personal. What do you
So,
like kind of gadgets?
I think right now it's really cool that all the teachers on my campus have their own iPad. So I love the ease of, moving around and then be able to teach from anywhere in the classroom. So right now I would have to say iPad in the classroom.
Nice.
That is awesome. I help out with the middle schools now, Lori. You know that, and I just had a school yesterday at EC Gator Middle School, and they just got their iPads yesterday.
Mhm.
And Audie Murphy is barely getting their iPads, and so I can't wait to show them what you all are already doing, which is like the good notes, which is like staying in the power zone and doing all that good stuff. So that's awesome. I'm glad that that is your favorite gadget, and I'm hoping to spread that same kind of joy to the middle school teachers. And hopefully it works out equally the same as it does in elementary. So
Yes.
kind of progressing on to the next question here. I guess keeping it technology wise, I know you really like the iPad that you just said right now, but what is one thing, another technology, I guess, thing that you couldn't live without?
I would have to say my cell phone. Like that connects me to everything, like family, to work, anything going on, like somebody needs me, like I need to have my phone. Yesterday, I was in the front office and I left my phone in my classroom. And so the secretary comes, she's like, Lori, where are you? Like, we've been looking for you. I'm like, oh, I don't have my phone. So I need it to stay connected to everyone.
It is kind of interesting and sad how cell
Yes.
phones have become so dependent. Like
For
the
sure.
guys here, I've told them the story to Debbie and Marco. Like I've gotten my cell phone stolen, I think like 4 times already, and it feels like I got violated. Like it's just so horrible because like if I'm traveling, I don't have access to my boarding passes. I don't have access to anything anymore. Oh my
Mhm.
God, yes, I can feel that dependency in
Yeah.
technology that way.
Yeah. It's a computer in your
It's
pocket.
it is.
Yeah.
I want to move on to a different section now and talk about more your expertise with technology and your job and education. So I know that you've used this and had you used technology to differentiate instruction. What are ways that you've done it? How did you differentiate instruction using technology?
So because I'm a CLL, I meet with all the grade levels on my campus. So whenever I find a tool or an app that I think is beneficial to the teachers, I do
Mhm.
have to find a way to show them how they can differentiate it in their classroom. So, for example, Canva. There's so many cool ways to use Canva, but I have to find a way that my pre-K teachers can use it as well as my 5th grade teachers. So we look at curriculum and then we see like, okay, pre-Kers, you can create flashcards or you can create bingos. And then the upper grades, you can create your slide presentations or have the kids create something. So
Nice.
always differentiating with teachers on my end as a CLL.
So the students actually use Canva as well in
We're
your
trying
campus?
to push them to use
Nice. I love
Canva. Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I love that you are tying it into the curriculum because there is so many different ways that you could use Canva to make products, you know, tying it in with that, with the curriculum. So great use of using Canva. So how, I know you work with the teachers of all levels. How do you and your teachers use technology to help promote the collaboration and communication in the classroom?
So the teachers on my campus are very comfortable with Nearpod. I think because we've been using that platform for such a long time. So they are comfortable using like the boards on there where the kids can, you know, answer and collaborate with each other. I know once upon a time it was like the Google Meets or Google Slides, but now, you know, this is much easier and they're comfortable with that. In my CLCs, I still sometimes go back to Padlet. I still, you know, enjoy using Padlet to get feedback or for the teachers to collaborate with each other.
Yeah, they're all great tools, you know, and so, and they're very similar, and so they work in the same way, and it's kind of nice to change up and not do the same exact thing every time.
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, sometimes they might have like little different tools that the other one doesn't, and it's good to learn them all.
Mhm.
Hey, Lori, so kind of going, I think you're somewhat answering the next question with your explanation about using Nearpod and using Padlet. So my next question for you is, how do you use technology to assess student learning?
So Nearpod, of course, hands down is a great tool to get, you know, instant feedback and to um, correct students and, you know, redirect them. So I love Nearpod. Another platform that the teachers are using is the Cambium platform, of course, because that's the way that the kids will be testing STAR. So they are getting the kids familiarized with, you know, test taking online because that's the way we're going, especially our third graders that will be taking the STAR for the first time this year.
I love it too because now that you brought up Cambium and you brought up Nearpod, they can practice without going into Cambium every time. You can practice doing those new star item types in
Right.
Nearpod. So I think it's an awesome tool. Nearpod's an awesome tool, and it would be great if we can get more educators to have students practice on it, so it gets them ready for the Cambium for the test on Cambium. But
For sure.
awesome, Lori.
Mhm.
Lori, how do you stay up to date with the latest trends in technology and education?
So TCEA is always putting out, you know, blogs and new tools that they find interesting. So whenever you all push out like those links, I like to go in and see if there's anything, you know, that could benefit the teachers and students at my campus. So TCEA for sure. Also collaborating with other CITs, like our CIT chat is very helpful. There's, you know, somebody comes across something and they'll post it right away so we can look at it and maybe try it out on campus. And then of course you guys, like you guys are always bringing like new tools to us to use.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, we try ourselves to immerse as much as we can so we can share with you. So that's awesome that you're taking advantage of that. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, and it's nice to see it turned around and we're, you know, used with students and, you know, what their teachers are doing in the classroom. That's good. So I have a question for you. If you can think back to your childhood, what is your favorite memory of tech, like from your childhood?
Okay,
You
Debbie,
have
you want me
one.
to date myself?
Well, I would go way farther back, Lori, because you know there was really not a lot of tech back in my day.
Your
So
childhood could
you're
be
so much
yesterday,
younger.
Lori.
So once upon a time, there was this gaming system called an Atari.
Oh, nice. I love the Atari.
And like that technology was like unheard of back then. And it was just the little ball just going up and down and, you know, you just wanted to catch it between. So I would say gaming systems like the Atari and Nintendo, it's just wild to think how far technology has come in those short years.
That's awesome, Lori. I was thinking as soon as the question was asked, I was thinking about video games too because I play, And I remember when I was young, when I played a Nintendo 64 for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like real life. Like these are people, and looking back at it, it's like, well, it's only that was 64 pixels or whatever. It's not even close, but at the time, you're like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Hey, so Lori,
you.
I want to go on and ask you, whether it's you or whether it's somebody you've seen, what's the most creative way you've seen technology used in education?
So I think that robotics is really, really cool. The way the kids are able to program the robots is amazing. So one, robotics. Another one would be AI. AI has just seemed to take over, I guess in a good way, good, bad. I mean, but it's so helpful and it saves us educators a lot of time also.
Yeah, real quickly, Debbie and I met an educator from a different district yesterday, and they were saying how they didn't allow any AI in their district. And I thought about you immediately, and I said, well, and Debbie was kind of like, AI should be allowed. It's the future. And I was explaining to him the presentation that you had in last week's Unmute and Recharge, or 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
That one, and also what you did at the tech conference. And so I said, hey, look, there's this AI, and I was thinking about you, and I said you could pick the subject, the grade level, the TEKS,
Mhm.
and so I agree with you 100%. AI is one of those uh, new things that I think all school districts should let uh, be available to all the teachers. So anyway.
What was the
Mhm.
name of that program, Lori? Can you tell us like a little
It's
bit about that?
it's called eduaid.ai. And so it has so many tools embedded in it. One of them is creating activities for your students. The district does such a great job of creating a curriculum for us. But at the same time, we can use the AI to supplement with additional activities. It can create SIF activities, additional differentiated assessments. It can also help counselors, like on the SEL side. It creates SEL activities, IEPs, so many cool tools on that website. So highly recommend.
And that one is the one that you did during our tech conference, correct?
Yes.
And during the
Unmute and recharge.
Unmute and Recharge. So those we have recorded. If you want to share them with your campus staff, you can just share the link because it's already on our website on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Your little recording. So I'm super excited about it. Now I'm gonna bring you to somewhere that I experienced and I was super excited at your campus.
Okay.
So I want you to talk to me about the current tech innovations that you have been doing this year. And we've had this conversation because you got a new principal who's super gung-ho about helping and doing a lot of new things, and you're doing this newscast in your campus. I want just to talk about a little bit about it. What's working? What have been some of the struggles that you've been having, and how can we make it even boom? Because I'm super excited, super stoked.
Yes. So this year we started our live newscast with the students bringing the news and the announcements every morning to the classrooms. We stream it through Teams. And so everybody, all teachers log in. The kids are live in front of a camera. They go over the weather, the menu, the lunch menu for the day, birth dates, any important announcements, and they really, really enjoy it. So the beginning, when Ms. Villanueva brought the idea to us, of course, I was a little hesitant. I didn't know how it was going to go. How are we going to do this? So we started off just like in front of a computer. The kids were sitting, and I was like, no, this does not look like a legit newscast. So we have a backdrop now. We have a microphone that the kids use, so they can be heard clearly. They read off of slides like a teleprompter. So it's really, really cool, and the kids really, really enjoy it.
I love it because when I was there, I remember so there was one student that she was on it, and the other two were a little bit more quiet. But had they been developing more of their communication skills? Because this is technology, this is communication, their oral language ability. They're being exposed, and of course, it's not like it's a little nerve-wracking when you know that there's all the schools listening to you in front. Have some students demonstrated more enthusiasm over it? How is it going with that?
So I think when you came in, that was like week 1, and the kids were kind of like, oh my gosh, but they've gotten way better. We do meet with them before they practice. We give them the slides so they can take home. And then so when they come, of course, day 1, they're a little bit shy. So we try to keep the same students for at least 2 weeks.
Oh,
just so they can,
great.
just so they can get the hang of it, the feel of it. And like now they just walk in, they take their spots, and they know what's gonna happen.
I love it. I need to go back and see it. And I
Yes,
think this is something I might maybe we need to highlight it with PR, because this is a really cool, innovative tool that you guys are doing. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I like when you can empower students like that. And, maybe some of them will end up being like a newscaster someday. I mean, you never know. Like you're helping them develop those skills. It's amazing. So Lori, let's think back again to like when you first started teaching. Is there anything that you wish you would have known about in technology, or maybe you wish you would have had back then when you started teaching?
So when I first started teaching, we had just like 5 desktop computers. So back then, it would have been so beneficial for the kids to have iPads in the classrooms. iPads did exist, but it would have been really cool for them to have some in the classroom. I think kids are so tech savvy. You just put, something in their hands and they'll just take off with it. So having more technology in the classroom would have benefited students for sure.
That's always been a dream of ours, to have, more technology. And now we have it. Like we're here, we're in the present. We have, all students have devices. So it's awesome. I love that, they can have the world at their fingertips.
For sure.
Right. Much different now than it was 5 years ago, right?
Yes.
Kind of piggybacking on what you were saying a little while ago, Lori. I think this question kind of relates to it, and this will be our concluding question for you. What advice would you give a future tech integrator, or somebody that wants to become a tech integrator? What advice do you have for them?
I think right now, with how fast technology is advancing, I feel like everybody needs to take risks when it comes to technology. Like if you see something or you hear about something that you think could work in your classroom, or that would get students engaged in the classroom, I would say just go for it. Like, risk it. So what's the worst that can happen? Like, it doesn't work, okay, move on to the next thing. But using whatever is out there, that's what I would say. Take risks with technology.
Yeah, don't be afraid, and it's okay, it might not work the right way the first time. Like, you try, give it a couple tries, because there's stuff that happens and sometimes it's not perfect. But if we never try, then we'll never get there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the tool that we've been highlighting lately, which is reading progress, if people don't try it, they don't know how amazing it could be. How's it going with your campus with reading progress right now?
So I have some teachers that are really, really trying it. They're uploading their files. They really want to use it. And then I have some teachers that are a little hesitant because it's new. It is on Microsoft and not on Google. So, that transfers. It can be a little challenging.
Yeah, it is not very different, but it is different. The aesthetics is different than when there's change, we're all hesitant.
Right. So I'm going to touch base with the teachers that are using it and maybe have them team up with somebody that needs a little more help, just so they can show them how to navigate through it again.
I love that, because usually when you have peers helping each other, the buy-in is it's easier too. Just let us know if there's anything we can do to support you, because I know all the amazing things that you're doing in your campus, and we are so extremely very proud of you. Very proud of you. That's why we selected you to be our first elementary Java Chat, because of everything that you did last year, everything that you have demonstrated, the growth that you've had, your gun-ho, your go with technology, everything we tell you, I've seen you implemented, and you're one of our just amazing CITs. I just don't have any words. I'm lost in words on how to describe it. Thank you, Lori, for everything that you do for our students.
Thank you, guys.
Well, with that said, this is the end of our Java Chat. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It will be, it is recorded and it will be uploaded to our podcast services with Google, Amazon, and Apple. And it will be on YouTube. See you later. I'm going to stop the recording.